as many of you know, there's this incredible experience that we get to have when we can be here live. We're creating this tremendous field of joint healing together, and we awaken each other's spiritual gifts. We awaken our power and our healing simply by being in each other's presence and choosing to be in sacred space. So I really want to honor you for being here and choosing to spend some of your time with sisters and brothers in healing. So, welcome to this Holding for Healing. Some of you I got to know a little bit better in a free event that we just did called Three Secrets to Unshakable Self Love, Transcending Emotional Trauma. And we talked about that energy of holding and why it's so significant in our healing. And if that was your first introduction to it, I want to welcome you to the experience of holding, and especially today when it's focused on healing. And for those of you that are new because a friend invited you, welcome. We're so honored that you're here. And if you've been here before, we're delighted that you're returning again. Hopefully, there was something that you received from the last holding or holdings that you've been in, and we're holding space for you today to get the next step or the next piece or the next insight that will support you. One of the questions that came up during Three Secrets to Unshakable Self-Love that we didn't even really get to was one of the most important questions to address. I'm so glad that it was asked, which is when physical healing is stuck, when it's not progressing, is that because we're not attending enough to the emotional body in our medicine wheel, right? And often in my experience, that is exactly the case. When I was doing my deep healing for MS, I had already learned from a previous major healing that I'd done with my hormones that it really is vital to get to the emotional body where the trauma is stuck, where something got stuck. There was some moment when love was not there in our lives as children or in past lives, when we needed a certain quality of love and it wasn't there. And it sets up a belief system inside of us, and it sets up behavior patterns that manifest later in our adulthood as physical illness. In fact, research is being done now, and they're seeing there is a direct correlation to the amount of trauma that we experience as a child and the degree of chronic illnesses or acute illnesses that we have as adults. Direct correlation to that. Now, those of us that have been doing metaphysical practices for years or most of our lives, we know that. But if that concept is new to you, it's fundamental. When I was healing my MS, as I went deeper into holding, and at that time I didn't know it was holding, that was instinctive. I was holding myself. As I was going deeper and deeper into my daily practice, I was seeing the layers of myself coming up for healing emotionally. And at the root of it was this burning desire to feel special. And the first thing I did is what so many of us do. I said, yes, but I'm a spiritual woman. I know we're all special. Why do I have this need to feel so special? Because it was more special than anyone else. And when I got really still, my inner child came to me, and she was 5 years old. Now, at 5 years old, at 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, up until sometime around 6, that's how we're wired. That's what we want to experience as a reflection of life, is that we're the most special thing in the whole world. And my goodness, when it comes from that kind of innocence, and knowing that I'd been sexually abused at around the age of 4 or 5, of course I wanted to know that I was the most special thing in the world, the most precious being ever. If we're that special and we're that precious, then I wouldn't have been sexually abused. And that makes sense to a child's mind. So when I got it and I said, You're 5 years old. Well, honey, at 5, you are the most special being in the world. And I found that great empathy for that part of myself and a rich compassion, the compassion that not only felt pain for what I hadn't felt and the loss of that and the grief of that, I allowed myself to hold her, that part of me in that grief and that pain. I held it from a place of knowing her potential. And as we talked about in Three Secrets, that is the difference between empathy, which is that immediate emotional response, and compassion that holds it all, including our potential, including the healing and the joy and the awakening and the depth of love that's inside of us. When we hold from that space of compassion, the emotional body relaxes. It rests. It literally is like a baby or a child falling asleep in your arms. It just soothes. And we call it unwinding and unraveling because that's what happens. And we enter into that great stillness that we call the womb of all creation. Yin energy is dark, it's cool. It's like being in the womb where you are loved completely as you are. And we rest in that as we let in more and more and more of that feeling, however much we can. In any moment, we let that feeling in, we relax. Now, for those of you that have studied healing, you know there's a power that happens when we relax. Our body starts going into homeostasis. It starts going into a place of self-healing. Naturally, your body starts healing. And the other beautiful side of this is as we deepen into feminine stillness, that deep yin energy, our spiritual gifts, including our spiritual healing gifts, rise. And suddenly you're seeing things you hadn't seen before, and especially in collective energy. We get the benefit of other people's strong spiritual gifts too. We get to tap into that a little bit. It opens up in us. So we see what we haven't seen, and we hear what we haven't heard, and we feel what we haven't felt yet, of healing energy moving through us and supporting us. And then when we take that awareness into that space we call holding every day, things begin to shift and change. It's very common when I'm doing private holding for someone that as we open, I see into their past lives, and those clear. And I see into childhood, and that starts to clear in the presence of that all-accepting love. It starts relaxing and releasing. And then, and almost always, my dear friends, in this order, then I see into their physical body. Then I'm able to take my spiritual energy, my healing songs or my healing light into the body with them. And they're able to do the same thing. Their gifts open up. And we're right in there on the physical level in transformation. Consistently, in my experience, unless it's something pretty fleeting and lightweight, sometimes a cold or you got a flu virus, that kind of thing. It's a little more in the physical. You fell on some nettle. I mean, that's a lot of physical. Sometimes they don't have really strong emotional roots, but usually there's something there. For chronic and acute conditions, or where you're constantly like falling or re-injuring yourself, consistently there is an emotional root. And consistently in my work, we go there first. Not because I choose it, but because that's where consciousness takes us. So pop a yes in the chat for me if this is making sense to you, how powerful that emotional healing really is to your healing. Thank you, Louise Hay, for helping us get dialed into that and all of the Excellent. All of the metaphysicians that understood this and helped us, yeah, open to this. It's really, really powerful. Yeah. Yay. Yay. Good. I'm glad it's making sense. Thank you, because I can't see your faces and I don't always know, right? Am I making sense? Am I speaking clearly? So if it's coming through, that's good. Yeah. So today we're going to go into that beautiful space we call holding that came from an ancient 1,000-year-old series of practices that were um, brought to me to bring to the world. And holding is one of the foundational practices, in fact, very much foundational. One of many practices and at the root of it. So we're going to go specifically into holding for healing, and this is into the yin energy. We are often taught about the light for healing and the sound for healing, and I'm a sound medicine woman. That's been my thing for many, many, many years. It's powerful stuff. And what we forgot in all of our excitement about the yang energy on this planet and the light and being light beings, what we forgot is that we're also yin beings. We are women of the womb and men born from a womb of creation, and that's dark energy. And dark energy is as healing as light. So for those of you that have made an association, and most of us do because that's what we were taught, that darkness is the representation of evil, I'm going to ask you, or bad, or wrong, I'm going to invite you to suspend that belief today. In theater, in acting, that's what we call it. Suspend it for a little while so you can experience something different. Because that yin energy is actually sacred feminine energy. It was never wrong or evil. That was an association that got made. But at its essence and purity, it never was. So today, we're going to go into yin energy and discover how it heals. And that's the place of unraveling and unwinding. We take whatever's going on for us. It's our thoughts, our negative feelings about ourselves, our hurt feelings, whatever it is that feels like it might be limiting our healing. We take it in and we let that be loved, because that's the part of ourselves that missed out on some love it really wanted and needed. And we're going to allow ourselves to experience however much love we're able to hold today in stillness. All right. So if you don't have the basic holding for healing that we give for free at our nonprofit website, and by the way, today is offered as a gift to you from our nonprofit, Sacred Feminine Awakening. And Maureen just popped the URL in the chat room. You might want to copy that, or there's a little thing down below, a little gray band with a message. You can click on it, and that means you can download the text messages later. So you can actually download that for free, and you can use it every day. And I would encourage you to do that. Encourage you to give yourself that experience. We have discovered that in 30 or 90 days of holding, we see some pretty significant transformations happening. And that's what I want to hear about. So if you've done holding for healing before, you've done holding before, and especially if you joined us last month, what changes have you noticed? Are there some new thoughts? Some new choices you're making? Are there some new feelings that are coming up? And sometimes the feelings are really sweet, and sometimes they're even deeper into, whoa, wait a minute, that's not working for me. That means you're moving down the spiral. What have you noticed? What is changing for you? Would you pop something in the chat? Deeper awareness and embodiment. Lovely, Maureen. That's a lovely outcome from doing it. Anyone else want to pop something in there? Your feelings being more stuck. Good, Lori. Now you know. When you know that something's stuck, that's the point. That's the point where love was needed most. It's actually great information and a good awareness. Linda says, yes, accepting where you're at. Wow. Acceptance of what is where the energy begins to shift. Deepening into the spiral. That's right. We're just going deeper, getting closer to the root of where love was most needed. I'm glad I could share that, Elizabeth. Billy had a huge breakthrough recently. Yay! Bravo, Billy. Maureen said deepening compassion for self and others, and that happens as we get more compassion for ourselves. Compassion for others is just the next natural thing. Holding gives security, yeah, that is needed to blossom. Oh, Bettina, that's lovely. Luba, better boundaries. That's another piece that comes because we get clearer about what we need and what nurtures us. Cecilia, hope, compassion, fortitude, insights. Lovely. Karen, finding space when I'm constricted. Ooh, nice. Billy, leaning into wounds called in to heal. That's right. When they're really coming up, that means there's another level of healing. Really helpful to know when you're making progress and then you backslide and you're like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with the universe? Right? We do that whole thing. God, why are you not there for me? Yeah. What's really going on is that you actually just uncovered another layer, another turn on the spiral that needs more love. It's a call to, oh, deeper. That means there's more expansive love that I'm being asked to reach. Allison, multiple baby steps. Yes, we talked about that in Three Secrets. So powerful to recognize the successes in the baby steps and being kind. Little bits of love add up, they become big. Kiki, awareness, acceptance, and more understanding for yourself and others. Lovely. That awareness and acceptance allows that all to happen. Maxine. Hi, Maxine, and happy birthday. Hope you had a great celebration this weekend. She said just this morning she was able to hold herself in love the moment that an uncomfortable feeling arose. Yes, yes, the grandmothers talk about this in a meditation. They came to me and they said, there is a point, Misa, where when something troubles you or someone troubles you, instead of that constricted response, right, that blaming that we do, you go the opposite direction. You go, oh, there's my freedom. And we step into compassion because we know the compassion is going to free us. It's a wonderful feeling. Bravo. Bravo, Maxine. That says you've really been digging into your self-love. Kia, being able to soothe yourself rather than looking to others for help. Yes, because there's nobody that knows the depth of the love that you want and need than you do. And what's so beautiful is the world just naturally starts reflecting it as you feel it. Yeah, Renee, your heart is opening to more love. Beautiful. Amy, more grounded in who you are and more loving in your day to day. Yes, and that happens. We get a lot more at ease in our bodies, especially for those of us like me. I used to like fly out all the time. Get really comfortable being here. Yeah. Valerie says to Maxine, she did it. She did that yesterday too. Bravo. Gabriella, today I'm in contact with an inner child that is very angry and shut down. Nice awareness, Gabriella. Nice that she felt safe enough for you to see her where she is. That's excellent work. Held her and she relaxed a bit, but she needs much longer being held. Excellent. And that piece of holding when anger comes up, let them be angry, please. Inside in that inner world, in a place that's safe for her to get to be angry about the love she didn't get. It's really powerful. Anger, by the way, also likes expression. So when we feel anger coming up in our healing, you may want to do some explosive volcano sounds. You might want to do some movement that lets you get it out in a way that's safe for you and not projected at anyone else. Really important that it be safe for you. Really important. But it does like movement. So you might be aware of that if you're inclined to shake, anything like that. Anger is appreciative of a little bit of movement. Good. Thank you for sharing that because that's a piece for a lot of us to know. Maureen, recognizing the rest in the Great Mother. Yeah, as you empty, that's exactly it. You can receive. That's the stillness we get to. Billy, finally feeling it, feeling extra abundant in love. That is yummy. That place where you realize it's limitless and there's a lot of it. And so there's constantly a place to experience that's new. It's that abundant and it's there for us is lovely. Dagmar, trust the chaos and the pain in my heart. Yeah, it's there for a reason. It is absolutely, the chaos is part of the natural process of evolution. Chaos is a sign that change is about to happen. Then, not today, but there, I have a great story about that in nature. If you watch nature, just before great change, there is great chaos. And look at where we are on the planet. There's great chaos because great change is coming. Yeah. And we, lovely people who are going to be in yin energy with me, I shared this in Three Secrets, and it is a lovely secret that I received from the grandmothers. Yin is cooling energy. Sacred feminine is cooling energy at its essence. So as we continue to gather in sacred feminine energy, we're having a cooling effect on the planet. Put a yes in the chat if that gets you excited, because that gets me really cranked up. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. The Tina holding brings her into cherishing womb where you can dissolve in being free from burdens, gliding in an ocean of love. I love that. I love that visual and that sensual experience you're talking about. Valerie, love. Gabriella, she wants to kick. Good, good. In that safe place, just like a baby in a womb. She can kick. Yeah. Oh, Julie, you're working on an injury to your head and face. Good. Wow. Okay, you've got all the things you know. Right. Blocks from yourself and doctors involved. All right. So we're holding some love for you, Julie, for that to unravel and unwind. And you're a talented energy healer. I know. I know you know what that means to sink into that stillness and let it open. Valerie, in that moment yesterday, said to yourself, the more I feel upset, displaced by something, then it's time I need more love. Yes, your love. Yes, yes, Maxine, love. Finding greater resilience, Debbie, lovely. Old injuries healing, softening the body. That's right. Instead of getting harder, softening into the tears. Yeah, good, good, good. Yay. All right, so some of you started to share what you're bringing. I'm not going to read all of those, but please, if you know what it is that you're focusing on, what are you focusing on in this holding today? What are you bringing to this sacred space? Cheryl, yes, one of the gifts of connecting to Mother in the womb is we connect to Mother on the earth. Just naturally, we ground naturally. Yeah, good, good, good. Mama, yeah. What are you healing so that you know, so you make your claim, this is what I'm choosing. I'm choosing this. Good. Choosing this healing. Yeah. I know many of us have worked and had setbacks, and it's hard to say, yeah, I'm healing. I know. But what we learn in sacred feminine practices and these ancient practices, a great deal of energy in saying, I choose it. And choose it allows for the process to unfold. Good, good. Yeah, letting go of labels. Everything's changeable. That's one thing that is different from Western medicine that I discovered is Western medicine is looking at evidence saying, oh, this one doesn't cure. And as a great doctor friend of mine said, when a doctor says that, what that means really is we don't know how to cure it yet. But in energy healing, many of us know, have heard the stories, are the stories where things transform in that sweet love and gifts of our energy, our healing energy rising. Everything is mutable. Everything is fluid. Yeah. Good, good, good. Nice awarenesses. Yes, some of you straight into the emotional body that you know is behind it, or just is acting out in your emotional body. Sometimes that's it. Yeah, good. Oh, I love that. He walking both physically and spiritually. I love that. All right, dear ladies. Thank you, and gentlemen, for because our men get to be here with us for this. Our full moon ceremony is just for women still, but this is a space we get to come together as women and men in consciousness and into the sacred space of the feminine and discover what's there for us. So let's begin. Let's go into holding. If you are a person, when you go into deep journey work or meditation work, you tend to get chilled, you might want to have a blanket handy. If you are an individual who gets really hot, you might want to be ready for that. If you don't know, you're probably going to find out how it works for you. Just invite you to be in this beautiful sacred space of you. Make sure that you're comfortable. Most of us are sitting. It's good to have your feet flat on the floor, your hands in an open position. I personally like to cup my hands under or in my lap, kind of holding my womb, to remind me about this beautiful womb connection in the sacred feminine. Gentlemen, you have an energetic womb, and women, if you've had a hysterectomy, you still have an energetic womb space. And in this, that was funny. Everything got really still, so I'm just going to be with it. So if you need to recline, that's fine. I just recommend that you uncross your legs if you can. All right, let's breathe for a moment into the space that you are, into the beautiful space that you are. Allowing yourself to be aware of the breath as it is, accepting the breath as it is. You might notice as you're attending to the breath that there is a small space between the inhale and the exhale. And it's very still. And that's a doorway into feminine energy, into the great stillness. As you become more aware of that stillness within you, you can invite yourself to remember a moment when you felt love. Any kind of love. Love has many flavors. Happiness, compassion, kindness, laughter, a bonded feeling of connection with another human or an animal, the serenity of a sunrise or sunset, a mystical moment when you knew how loved you were. Allow yourself to relive that moment. Feel it now. Deeply within you, as deeply as you can go. Allow yourself to feel the expansiveness of that love, the power of that love, the spaciousness, and invite that spacious feeling of love into your energetic womb space. In that beautiful space within your womb, you are connected to the primordial womb of all life from which all life comes, and allow yourself to open up to that great womb. And let your imagination bring you whatever you need to feel safe. Here in this space, you are loved exactly as you are. There's nothing you can do to earn this love or to push it away. It exists as you exist. Invite yourself to open to an experience of love that you've not yet known. Feeling love inside you right now in this sacred womb that you've not yet felt. Remember, love is limitless. So dive a little deeper if you'd like, and open. Be willing to experience a depth of love that is new. And as you've opened and deepened, invite your mind to take you even deeper. And expanding into this love as much as you can today. You can invite that part of your body or your emotions to be a part of this experience with you. You might, excuse me, you might be noticing your body talking to you a little bit, or something moving inside, or a memory, a concern, or a fear. And let it simply be. It's okay. It's all connected to some moment that wanted love. Life knows that it is love or longs to remember that it is love. And as you feel and notice and remember, at the same time as you're breathing in and out, expand a little further, a little deeper. And you can invite the ones that love you to come help you on the other side. To hold you in a love you have not yet known. To hold you in that potential until you can feel it for yourself. And thank them for loving you so. Take that pain and offer it as a gift to life. It's a lesson, it's knowledge. You can even hold it in your hand and offer it to love. Give it back to Source, to the beginning of creation. Letting Source know you choose to be complete with this. Divine consciousness is ever experiencing itself through us. And we get to inform Source. Not so much of this, a little more of something else. And as you are held in this womb, open your mind to what the loved ones around you are holding for you. That you want to feel emotionally and physically, that you choose to experience, to feel. And invite the cells of your body to entertain that with you, to consider that reality with you. That feeling. Notice the feelings that rise and fall. For some of us, there's a part of us ready to feel that greater state of ease and love. For some of us, not quite. That's all right. Follow your rhythm. If there are still feelings and emotions that want to be held and honored and respected, and they are uncomfortable, honor them. That's your child self. That's your soul from past lives asking for more love. And if your beingness wants to linger in more pleasant feelings, linger there. And allow the awareness that you're having to be honored as it is. Allow the feelings to rise and fall. Allow the images to come and go. Maintaining your focus on the love that wants to be. Allow the images and the feelings and the thoughts to unwind and unravel. If love feels too strong, that's okay. Too difficult to get to, presence is the doorway to love. Observing is a sweet gift. Allowing and accepting what is. These are the parts of you that always wanted to be accepted as you are. It is in acceptance, deep acceptance, that change naturally occurs. And lovingly aware that in accepting, you are accepting it into love. Accepting the part of you that was hungry for love. It did not yet receive. And creating an opening for that today. Allow yourself to rest in the still, quiet, dark womb, where all life begins again and again and again. Where all potential exists. And rest into the potential that awaits you. Like a new day, energy rises in light and sound, in expression, in flow, movement. Life longing to know itself, to experience, to reconnect again. To remember how loved you are. Drinking in life itself. Allowing life, love to express. Feeling that life and love wrapping around the cells of your body. Loving presence for every cell, from the top of your head to the tip of your toes, allowing this expression of life itself to show itself as it does. There might be a color or a sound or a feeling. Let divine love determine what that needs to be for you in this moment. Allow love to define you, rework you, recreate you. Breathe and breathe and breathe. To allow yourself to remember, to feel the depth of love that is here in this now, in this moment. for you, that has always known how precious you are. And drink in of that what you can. Maybe sips, maybe big drinks. It's okay, whatever you're ready for. Little sips add up. Good. Allowing it to feel more comfortable, more familiar, even for this moment. Right into your physical body. Soothing, comforting your physical being, your emotional being. Notice what you sense. If your hands are getting hot, you might want to place your hands on your body. If you're feeling the energy flow from up your feet, through your crown, down through your hands, you might want to place them on your body, where your body most wants to feel that connection and that love. If you're seeing colors, let the colors define themselves. They know what you need. If you're hearing something, a word or a sound, you can enjoy that sound. Allow it to soothe. If there is a scent that might be a powerful, soothing, healing scent for you, or the scent of release, either is appropriate. There might be a taste forming in your mouth. There might be a vision. Something you see that is moving. Allowing it to move. Holding all in your grace and love in the same way a divine feminine womb holds all in its suchness. Loving it all and allowing a new potential to form. Loving you and the potential of what you are creating that is becoming because you have chosen it. deep into the molecules of your being. What you have chosen is reforming and restructuring. And in the atoms and quarks, into the great spiral of life, every turn a little deeper into the very essence of life itself, reforming and recreating in a divine image and likeness that you have chosen, fully aligned in the divine. Transforming karma into a life of beauty and wonder. Your physical body joining a dance of creation. Your emotions joining a great dance of creation. And whatever you have chosen to experience, joy or love or harmony or ease or fluidity, happiness, whatever quality you are choosing to experience in your emotions and in your body. Giving thanks that love is, that you are the expression of that love in a most unique and special and precious way. That you get to be on a journey in which you choose. And as you choose in that spirit of love, life becomes. And invite now for a final awareness that can be a vision, a thought, a sound, a knowingness, a word, a scent, a feeling. This I am of your healing for this moon cycle, and I am. I want you, if you can, if you will allow, to see, sense, hear, know, feel you bringing this I am into your life. How will you remind yourself each day to be and live in this energy, this I am? Something physical you might bring into your life to help anchor in this feeling every time you see it. Every time you touch it, you remember this I am of your choosing, of divine will. With this awareness strong inside you, I invite you to take 3 breaths with me, and we're going to blow this I am, this awareness, right into your bones and bring it into the physical. This is the great sacred journey we are on, to bring this consciousness into physical reality. So take a big inhale with me through your nose and blow through your mouth right into your bones. Good. Feel your body as a physical experience of the divine. Next breath, we're going to come further in. Big inhale through your nose and blow. Good. Feel your body sitting against physical matter and feel the air around you. Notice the sounds. Let it help to bring you back into your body. Your next breath, we're coming all the way back in. Big inhale. Blow hard. Right into your body. Excellent. This next step is important. Stretch, rub, make sure you can feel your physical body. When you can feel your physical body, then very gently open your eyes. Went nice and deep. There are some layers that are still going to need your attention. That's why it's good to stay with this every day, but you got to some great places. And if you can stay for a few minutes and you want to chat anything, like something you want to anchor in, your I am, or I want to remember that I'm this experience, feel free to chat that in. It will help you anchor it in as real. This is real stuff. You're welcome, Billy. And it's sometimes nice to share. We can see all the different ways that the Spirit and Divine is working through us. And Maureen's letting you know. You can go to sacredfemininawakening.com if you're new, and you can download a version of the holding. Yeah, and that's where you go to get it, Amy. And then you can also see this one on YouTube. You're welcome, Bettina and Julie. You are so welcome. Good. Yeah, a lot of movement in that space. You're in love. I'm gentle. Good. Much to find. That's a lovely awareness and lovely intention to hold. Yeah. Okay. It's okay if you didn't feel very much. It's okay. It's still working, and sometimes it takes a while to have an experience that is tangible. But please do remember, as the grandmothers taught me the first few times I was like not there during part of it, they said, remember that sometimes you're choosing to go way deeper in at a deeper level that you don't need to remember. You're working basically in the astral planes, and that's okay. It's totally okay. And then it shows up later in the day in another way or in a dream. You are so, so welcome. Someone said thank you to all. It's really lovely because we do create a beautiful space together. I'm infinite possibilities and joy. Lovely. I'm love in action. Yes. Yes, you're welcome. Ecstatic. Isn't that a wonderful experience of divine love? Release judgment to choose love, knowing that that's what we're doing. Thread by thread. Judgments, by the way, just want to add a little caution. Those of you that have studied with me have heard this. The way that my elder taught me, be very cautious about ever saying all of, like releasing all my judgments. I had a woman in sweat lodge once in silent prayer, came out of the sweat lodge. She's throwing up, she's sick. And I said to her, honey, was there something you might have said in the prayer that might be causing you to throw up, let go of so much all at once? And she said, yeah. She said, I prayed to let go of all my judgments. I said, darling, do you think maybe that was too much? Yeah, I do. You want to go back in lodge and let's kind of bring that prayer to a place that you're ready for. Yeah. Remember yesterday in Three Secrets, we talked about tiny steps. She was ready to let go of judgment. Yes, just not all of it all at once. It can put you into crisis. Right, so be really aware of that. But so lovely to know when we're releasing judgment. Julie anchoring love and kindness. Yes, Katra, I'm held. Beverly, I'm ecstasy. Yeah, you are so welcome. Those are the feelings to cultivate now. Remember, as you're opening to these new lots of them in here. Wow. Okay. As you're opening to these new I ams and these new feelings, we're going to slide in and out of chaos. It doesn't mean something's wrong. It means something new is forming. It's really, really important when you feel the chaos. You said, I'm letting go of judgments, and there's a big, nasty judgment coming up. It's part of the chaos. It's okay. It's supposed to come up that way so that you're seeing it. And you'll go, oh, that's what I'm letting go of. That's what the holding's for. Then take your frustration, your disappointment in yourself around that judgment coming up and love it. It's a little kid learning how to love. It's a wounded part of your soul learning how not to judge. And we need to be gentle and patient and kind. That's the feminine way. When we're kind and we're patient, yeah, then it opens up. Now we're flying, right? So really gentle. Notice in the holding, we're holding what is in and out. It comes and goes. And what happens is eventually the stuff that's unwinding just becomes a distant memory. And the things that we are opening to get stronger and stronger. And if we're gentle in the process, we get to actually have an easier experience. Ooh, I love that. I am empty space. Yeah. Oh, you had to take your son's call. It's okay, honey. And yeah, I know. And then we get in our brain, and I was supposed to have hot water and didn't, and I had to run and get hot water. Life happens. We just stay with it, and we keep going, keep showing and being present. Cocoon, rebuilding cells. You got that piece. We go down into the cells. Your cells need love. Your atoms need love. The quarks need love. And when we find out what's beneath a quark, that'll be another turn on the spiral we'll have a name for. So keeps going. It's the Fibonacci sequence. It keeps going and going and going. So as deep into our consciousness as we can, as deep into our cells, we're giving ourselves a chance to rebuild and strengthen, right? That mitochondria gets to work for us. So, so lovely. Yeah. Trusting in everything that happens right now in the world and in your life. That's a big one, to rest in that kind of trust of divine consciousness unfolding itself as well on earth. Yeah, safe and loving space. You are so welcome, Julie. That's my honor. Deep into your mother's womb. Oh, you went there and you'd never had that experience and you met your mother. Oh, I never felt a mother's love. I'm getting chills. What a sweet, sweet gift to allow yourself to have that feeling. That's lovely. Yeah. Yeah, good. The releasing helps. Good. Okay, crying is good. Feeling your grandmother and her pain and your mother's pain. Yeah, so you were going ancestrally and you were releasing. And I want to honor you for releasing ancestral because that frees their spirits too. So when you free it for yourself, that's how it works. And you did. And you experienced what was happening. Thank you for that. It is intense and it can be liberating. I'm glad that you experienced that. Yeah, good, good. So many rich experiences. Thank you. And that your sharing helps us all realize what we created. What we created, a space that allowed for this deep healing to occur, rekindling of joy. Beautiful. Your body, into the body, letting it be ecstatic. Okay, lots of good tender care for you. Ecstatic, that masculine ecstatic white light energy is really, really awesome. And when it starts to soften, that's a good time to remember, take a walk on Mother Earth to connect. Good time to drink some water. Be really gentle. Don't try to like go out into the world yet. It's a very, for many of you, this isn't the time to go out and go grocery shopping. It's probably a good idea. I don't recommend horror flicks either. They just kind of ruin the energy, but some nice loving energy as best you can, whatever that is for you. Some nurturing is a good thing. Oh, you felt your daughter's love and she passed many years ago. Isn't that sweet to feel the reconnection? On the other side, I love that. Rebirthed. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, and healed a birth wound you didn't remember. This is one of the great, great gifts. The higher consciousness will show you layers you didn't even know were going on there. and they get a chance to heal. Good for you. Compassion for a relative that abused you. My heart is so with you. The day that I felt the deep compassion for my sexual abuser was a tremendous day of freedom. And you can't force it. You can't make it happen or make yourself forgive, and we shouldn't. The first layer of compassion's right here. And it is sweet when our higher consciousness says, now we're ready for this one. Yeah, you can do this now. So I bless you for that. Yeah, some chainsawing, Pat. Okay. If it works, it works, you know. It can be, well, it can't be too much of a meditation, can it? I don't think with a chainsaw. You might want to walk first and be with those trees before you pick up that chainsaw. Oh, your dad's sister's love and you never met her? Oh, I love those when we reconnect with our ancestors. We didn't even know how much they were loving us and watching over us. What a beautiful, beautiful gift. Yeah, this is our first practice in holding. So I'm so glad that you gave yourself permission to come and experience it and just see what would unfold for you. And for those of you that had those deep, profound experiences, oh, I so honor you. And for those of you that said, Misa, I was so in my head, or I just don't remember anything, I didn't go in, I so honor you. Because you are here, and your presence is the doorway. You are here. You've already stepped through the threshold. So thank you for giving that to yourself. Because when you bring that, you open that space for all of us. So you are awesome. And I am seeing your thank yous, and I take them in. That's nourishment for my soul. I really do feel your thank you. I want you to know that. You are so, so welcome. And I'm honored to know you. Those beautiful reflections we see in each other today. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Yeah, you're welcome. So I have an invitation. If you choose to accept this mission, that we turn on our cameras and put our hands on our hearts or turn that little heart icon in reactions and thank each one of us for being here and creating this sacred space. There's so many beautiful spaces from all over this beautiful world. How amazing you are. Be in that sweet love. Yeah. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for that. And taking a moment to feel that love from everyone else. Big breath now. This is a lot of love. Feel it. If you can feel how precious another is, how precious you are. And how loved you are.